And welcome back to the Hot Lap. We are discussing Michael Andretti. We're discussing the Andretti racing team. Very much still going ahead. Also, they are poaching staff, believe it or not. Naughty Michael, I think for some teams, is poaching staff. But hey, it happens in Formula One. It's fairly normal. If you hear it, it's sometimes old news, I guess, staff poaching. But let's get into the fact that Michael Andretti is still going ahead for his 2025 debut. That's now next year. Doesn't time fly? This is from motorsport.com, authors Adam Cooper, and he's basically saying that Andretti still working towards that 2025 debut as the tunnel model has been revealed. Yes, the Andretti Cadillac F1 team is still working towards their 2025 Grand Prix debut, their reveal, let's say, for 2025 at the very least. So here is I believe what is the middle is a model or a picture of a model, but Andretti's been given the green light by the FIA on the 2nd of October, as we know, but it's still not got through this second stage, this somewhat controversial stage where it needs to be approved by the F1 organisation and the CEO Stefano Domenicali. And here's where it's gonna be potentially put on pause at the moment, because a lot of the teams, if you remember, they came out around the American Grand Prix, around the Las Vegas Grand Prix, all around then, very much against it. For example, James Vowles, I think Toto Wolff wasn't exactly pro, but the team has been active in the Toyota wind tunnel, previously used by McLaren, the Toyota wind tunnel in Cologne in October, and it's been reported that it's now released the first image of its 2024 spec model, which will eventually transition into a full 2025 test program should the entry be confirmed early enough. Now, despite not having the official go-ahead, let's say, the team has been increasing the headcount at its base at Silverstone, which will shortly be transferred to a bigger facility close by. More on that in a second. And R&D work is also underway at the GM Motorsport HQ in Charlotte, that's America, where some further 50 people, it says here, have been seconded to the project alongside the 70 who are currently working in the UK. Now, here's the dum-dum-dum. I mean, they are poaching staff, apparently. This is from gpfans.com. Can't see that. Total Energy. There he is. There's Michael. Hello, Michael. So Andretti poach Mercedes and Ferrari employees. This is by Cal Gaunt. I'm assuming it's Gaunt. Probably by the time you read this, it's going to be yesterday, Tuesday the 30th of January, albeit I'm recording it about 11:30 at night. But Andretti have reportedly initiated this development of their F1 car, made significant hires from top tier teams, signalling their intent to join the F1 grid in the future. Now, having secured approval from the FIA last year, the decision now rests, as we just stated, with, well, other people. I still think they will, I still think they're going to have to give them entry. I mean, Andretti, Cadillac, GM Motors. I mean, you can't not, can you, surely? Anyway, so their collaboration with General Motors obviously was announced now last year, and that solidifies, I think, their F1 aspirations, as it says here, envisioning the formation of the Andretti Cadillac team. And notably, plans include fielding at least one American driver, and Colton Herta has been potentially the front runner for that. Now, according to The Athletic, despite ongoing discussions, behind-the-scenes efforts are well underway, as motorsport.com has said. But, and here's the big but for some, Andretti have made key signings. It's a team that wants to do it properly and wants to win, said Andretti's newly appointed technical director, Nick Chester. He said, "You don't want to be anywhere that doesn't have that ethos. As I started talking before I joined, the resource behind it, the effort that was going to go behind it to make it win, just made it very attractive," he said. "We've had people joining," here we go, "from Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes and McLaren. They all wanted a new challenge. It's that real potential to shape departments, which is very attractive. And interestingly, they do have that Silverstone base, which is the Silicon Valley, so to speak, of Formula One teams. When you look at the fact that all around there, you've got like Williams, not a million miles away, Red Bull, also Mercedes, and then, about an hour and a half down the road, you've got McLaren as well. Many of these F1 teams being really, really close to each other. Also, obviously Alpine or Team Enstone being another one. And, of course, Across the road from Silverstone, you've got Aston Martin. I can't believe I forgot them. What's going to be interesting, though, is there's no massive names there. They've just named basically Red Bull, Ferrari, Mercedes and McLaren, but that's quite interesting that people have joined from them, particularly obviously Ferrari, because that's quite far to travel, but it could be that there's a lot of like maybe European people at Ferrari that maybe want to have more of an English base, or people even maybe wanting to be seconded to America, the staff there. What I think is absolutely positive though is Andretti is going to be here, in my opinion. F1 cannot afford to not have it. I don't know what kind of deal is going to happen. I don't know how much money GM are going to have to put down on the table for all the other teams to be happy, because essentially they're losing that piece of the pie, piece of the, so to speak. But I do believe Andretti is going to be here. Let us know what you think. Comment below. Let us know. If you made it to the end, you're a champion. If you like, subscribe or comment. Do both. You are a multiple world champion in our eyes. This has been the Hot Lap. Stay with us for all the 2024 news. Thank you very much. Speak to you soon.